Have you ever felt emotionally drained, confused, or constantly questioning your reality in a relationship? You're not alone, and the truth behind it might shock you. Hey everyone, it's me. Welcome back to this channel on narcissism.
It's my hope that what you hear here will help you understand this.
Personality style better and help you cope and heal from your experiences with them. Today, we're going to talk about one of the hidden costs of loving a narcissist. Now, there are many hidden costs, and I want to put this one out there because people do not really see this cost until they have experienced it. And it can really be a sort of like a finality or an aftermath to the relationship. I have put together for you a free guide called the Narcissist Recovery Starter Kit, link in the description below. So let's break it down. The hidden cost of loving a narcissist is the diminished sense of self that can occur after you leave the relationship. You may not even realize how much of yourself you gave away to the narcissistic relationship while you were in it, but then afterwards, especially after a long-term or intense narcissistic relationship, you may find that you have very little left to give, that you're kind of emotionally depleted and even possibly spiritually. If you think about it, the narcissistic relationship takes so much out of you. Everything is about them, so you often live your life for them. Your identity gets wrapped up in them, in the relationship. You lose your identity and you become the other half of them. There's a real sense in which you stop being yourself in order to please them, to keep them happy, to keep the peace, to manage the chaos of their needs. And by the way, this happens to the best of us who do have insight. We know that we are in a narcissistic relationship, and we still find ourselves giving more than we can, trying to make it work, trying to fix it, trying to be enough. Even though we intellectually get it, sometimes we just can't step away. And this actually happens a lot, particularly if you have codependency issues around abandonment, or if you had a difficult childhood, or perhaps there was abandonment or inconsistent caregiving. Then those early patterns really get triggered, and you feel like you have to do everything in your power to hold this relationship together. But what happens? You bend over backwards. And ultimately, even if you are the one who leaves the relationship, you still come out of it feeling emotionally and mentally diminished. What happens to you? Well, the narcissist is so absorbing and all-consuming that, as I said before, you end up living your life to accommodate them.
Ow.
And that means that the things that used to matter to you no longer do. You may find that your hobbies no longer interest you. You may find that your friendships mean less to you. You may find that your career or other parts of your identity no longer hold the same meaning for you. When you're in a narcissistic relationship, you kind of split off parts of yourself because you have to. You have to in order to survive the relationship. It's like you build these compartments in yourself, and then you keep those parts dormant. They go into a deep sleep. You tuck them away because you have to. You have to in order to survive this relationship. Because if you brought your whole self to the narcissistic relationship, it would be too painful. You would feel too much pain, too much shame, too much fear, too much disappointment. So you tuck away the things that make you feel vulnerable, and you try to appease the narcissist. Here's the thing. Those parts of you that you tuck away, they're still there, but they start to get pretty angry. So when you finally pull yourself out of the narcissistic relationship, those parts of you start to awaken, and they want to be heard. And some of those parts may have been really creative, curious, fun, ambitious, silly, loving, joyful parts of you. Met now, they're angry. Now they're screaming because they've been put in a box for a really long time. Then other parts of you, your more vulnerable, anxious parts, also awaken. They also want to be heard. Those parts might feel really small and scared and ashamed and hurt. And so now you've got this chorus of inner voices inside you that are demanding to be seen and heard. And you might be feeling, geez, where did all of that come from? And if you don't honor those parts, those inner selves, well, you'll just feel worse. And that's why people sometimes describe getting out of a narcissistic relationship as feeling like you are emerging from a fog. You may find that you lack interest in things that used to be meaningful to you. You may find that your ability to concentrate is shot, and that you have trouble making decisions. You may find that you have trouble feeling motivated or inspired or excited about anything. You may find that you're moodier and more reactive than usual. You may find that you're having trouble sleeping or eating. And some people call this post-narcissistic relationship PTSD. I actually think of it more as an integration process gone wrong or stalled out. So when you're in a narcissistic relationship, as I said before, you split off parts of yourself, right? And so when you finally leave the narcissistic relationship, those parts want to come online and be integrated into your psyche and your personality again. However, if you don't give yourself the time and space to do that, you may find yourself feeling scattered, overwhelmed, diminished, reactive, angry, depressed, anxious, and not really knowing why. It's almost as if you're grieving for a lost self. There are a couple of things that you can do to help this process. One is to be patient with yourself. Give yourself time to adjust to being you again. And the way to do that is to allow yourself to be quiet. Spend time in nature. Spend time with people who love you and accept you unconditionally. Start to bring those parts of you back online slowly. Don't push yourself. Let yourself feel what you need to feel, and take your time reintegrating those parts of yourself. Also, consider therapy. Therapy can really be helpful for this. Working with a therapist who understands narcissistic abuse can be incredibly useful to help you tune into those different parts of yourself, to help you integrate them. Therapy can also help you get in touch with your feelings around loss and grief, which may be part of this process as well. I know this isn't easy. This is hard stuff, and this is why so many people get stuck in these relationships. It's hard to leave, and it's hard to get recentered afterwards. And I also know that we live in a culture that doesn't allow for this kind of adjustment period. We're expected to snap back quickly. But this is why I urge caution on entering any kind of relationship, but particularly a narcissistic one. Make sure that you're clear-eyed about what you're getting into. Understand that if you have insight, you have to have a willingness to fully experience your life outside of the relationship in order to thrive. Narcissistic relationships don't allow you to do that. You can't thrive in that environment. So when you leave, it's as if you are waking up from a dream and you may not remember who you are or how to be in your own skin. Again, therapy can help with that, but know that you're not alone in this. Many survivors of narcissistic abuse go through this. Some go through it more intensely than others. It does vary. But this idea of coming out of the relationship feeling diminished is something that I hear again and again and again. If this hit home, don't wait. Download the Narcissist Recovery Starter Kit now to start healing and taking back your power. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks again.